fighting robot, Mega Man.
Talking about the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon and its action figure line. So the show was from 1994 to 1995. So by then all the Mega Man NES games had already come out, so they wanted to do a cartoon with a lot of characters and enemies from those NES games. So I'm going to go through the first lineup of the action figures of that show. So naturally first we start with Mega Man himself, and it is his appearance from the cartoon. And you can see I really played with this quite a bit as a kid. A lot of paint chipping. This is probably one of my favorite action figures I ever had, because there wasn't really a lot of merchandise of video game characters to play with as toys. And I think that's why this line became popular kind of after the fact, that it was Mega Man based action figures, even though they're specifically designed to look like the cartoon appearance. And that's why you would see pretty high prices of them on eBay and things like that, and those prices kind of still remain, but I think it's because it was just the first Mega Man action figures, and since then there's been more Mega Man action figure stuff put out. So this is just kind of a relic of just that cartoon show. But so he kind of has like pivoting joints here. It's not just a basic 5-pointer there. He gets rotate on this spot because this is actually kind of an extra feature I'll show here. The legs don't quite just move forward, they kind of do a twist. Of course the head can go all the way around. See on the card back you're supposed to have black accent lines here and there, but those didn't make it onto the original figure. But here he has his Mega Buster, and this is actually a trigger because it can fire. So he came with his little kind of charged blast, or just kind of his general shot there that locks in as a missile. Can fire. A little heavier piece there to shoot, but... And so the feature of the toy line will be the other robot masters that he steals the weapons from. Their items can fit in his launcher, so he can shoot them, not just his normal shot. And also the blaster is removable, like so, because he actually came with an alternate arm. Fairly unique for the time, just a kind of fist. So he wouldn't have to just have the Buster arm on all the time. He could have a regular arm. But I feel like the more you switch them, the kind of looser it gets. So I try not to switch them too much at the time as a kid. I might have used his extra fist as maybe the hard man's kind of knuckle weapon from Mega Man 3. He didn't have a figure, but I could kind of pretend the power. But that is Mega Man. 2 different arms, and he does have a weapon, missile. Great figure. And one of my favorites of all time. Very unique one next is Rush, was a figure in the line. A little bit of a motion there with the pulling the tail and the head moves. Introduced in Mega Man 3. Here he has a fully articulated figure. All the arms go around, and they have an extra joint, can move forward in this way. The mouth can open and close. You know, it stays open also. Rush here has a little bit more defined eyes, and then the legs don't have articulation in prototype looking image, so it's a good thing they altered that for the final. Ended up being a lot better figure. But he looks just like the game one, which is really great. Kind of his Mega Man style helmet. And so his kind of feature here, he actually has some wheels underneath his body. You can kind of fold the legs up, sort of like Rush Jet style, where Mega Man would fly on his back. He actually did come with some little jet booster kind of things too, that kind of have a little peg and would lock into his back, just to kind of further sell the kind of flight kind of appearance there. Not something that was in the games, but also we have pegs on the top here, and then Mega Man has the pegs, and so he's able to kind of lock on and get a flight appearance for using the Rush Jet. Also with the wheels, he can roll across the ground as well. Although typically I was just kind of making him fly through the air on it, of course, when I was playing with these. So Rush Jet is a really cool one with just Rush. Unique figure, all different body type than, you know, the rest of them, and Mega Man 3 and the games with Rush in them, kind of my favorite ones. He's such a special ability in the games. So we have Proto Man next. And in the show, he was kind of the bad guy. I think when I played with them, I kind of leaned more toward the games, where Proto Man would often help Mega Man. He was kind of a rogue on his own, but he was secretly kind of related, you know, made by Dr. Light. But he has a similar kind of body and such to Mega Man. He has the same interchangeable kind of buster, and then the kind of regular red arm fist that you can swap as well. And he comes with the same shaped kind of blast as Mega Man. But he did have his scarf here, but it was kind of obnoxious, and it was just kind of this plasticky material, so I actually snipped it as a kid. It was just together and then always on him in this way, so he could have his scarf appearance, minus the cut, if you can ignore that. But it was just kind of obnoxiously in the way for me, so I just gave it a snip, so it would be more removable. Of course, I've unfortunately thrown it in like a toy box, and it's kind of got marked up a little bit. Here, even in the prototype image on the back of the card, Proto Man doesn't have his scarf. So if you want his kind of scarf look, it did come with that, but it's just kind of weird because it's like just a flat plastic. Doesn't look that great on him. That's a little custom doing of mine here. Actually does kind of have a ridge at the end of the scarf. Proto Man. Again, basically just Mega Man's body recolored, and then he has his own head with the visor and all this. We have some of the bad guy enemy bosses. We got Cutman here. There's a little bit of his own unique kind of body and shape there. He has a launcher similar to Mega Man's blaster, but on top of his head, because he comes with some scissors to give him his iconic Cutman look there with them on top. But it's loaded and he can shoot it as well. So it gives him the appearance to also... And his is a lot more powerful than Mega Man's there. Although he does have a smaller projectile, so that probably leads to some of that too. There's no Dr. Wily figure in it, so I think when I was playing, Cutman was kind of like the main bad guy for me. But he also comes with kind of a scissors that Mega Man could copy his powers from. But all these mechanisms actually work together, so he can even, Super Cutman here with the big pair of scissors in his head. Whoa. Generally, the idea going to be Mega Man kind of stealing Cutman's power and him using the stolen Cutman power weapon with the scissors. This piece also functions, and I thought it had made more sense there. Just looked more like the game of just the rolling cutter that he could shoot as well. So he gets 2 projectiles. They could have just went with the normal one, and if Mega Man was gonna steal the power, you just have that, but get this extra scissor missile as well. He's a pretty cool one, and his launcher is really unique up in the head like that, and it's actually really strong. Just has a little push down trigger to shoot. Cutman is a really awesome one. Always liked his design and colors. Bandai. All these guys are going to be from Mega Man 1 in the first line, so we got Gutsman here. No launcher mechanism, but you can see all unique body with kind of the same weird articulation in the legs where he can only kind of turn up. He has very large arms here, but he has a little trigger in the back. It's supposed to kind of do a throw move. Gutsman looks quite different there just because it has symmetrical arms instead of that throwing open hand. So he was going to be a little bit different there. Eyes are a little more together and more detail in them with a pupil. So he came out a little different in the real release. Of course, you can see this one has a lot of wear and play with him. Unfortunately, a lot of chip, especially in this little center there, a lot has chipped away, just revealing the red plastic underneath. But again, these are probably my favorite toys, just because I always like the Mega Man games. So he comes with a kind of fire hydrant with the missile end. This end goes into those launchers. Gutsman doesn't have a launcher, but he can kind of hold the hydrant, kind of throw it with his mechanism. Oh! I guess that's his super strength. I think in some prototypes and things he kind of have a block or a brick or something, but they went with this fire hydrant for some reason. Little odd one. Mega Man stealing Gutsman's power and just getting a fire hydrant to shoot. I don't know what the deal is with that. Boom. Boom. So just a throwing mechanism for Gutsman, not a launcher. But he still has like the removable kind of arm. So weirdly you could kind of still do some arm swaps and things with them. I guess I didn't show that on Gutsman. His is also removable for some reason. I don't know why they made them all like this, but they can share all their arms. So here's Gutsman with his tiny Cutman arm. I don't know if this is supposed to be a little bit of the power copy, but then here's the Gutsman arm. So you can do a little mix and matching with the arms there. If maybe certain ones have stolen other people's powers and things, but Gutsman has the short end of the stick there if he takes somebody else's arm. So Mega Man can steal their weapon or their arm and kind of get their power that way. But again, I think if you did this a lot, it would wear these out and start getting really loose. So I tried not to do that a lot as a kid, but I want to show you what they can do. And we have Bomb Man, very unique there, his bomb body and chunkier bits. Again, the same weird legs, but then he'll have the removable kind of yellow arm here with his fist. Here he kind of has a mechanism with a trigger in the back so he can throw his bomb. Unfortunately, that's the one weapon I lost, was his bomb. It had the same thing where Mega Man could launch it, or he could hold it and he would throw the bomb. In a way like Gutsman throws his fire hydrant. Kind of upper granny style throw, but Bombman did an overhand. Here's the instructions on the back of Bombman's card showing how he's throwing the bomb, or kind of has the peg in the back that Mega Man can kind of use it in his buster. But then he just has up and down. He doesn't have the rotate that a lot of the other ones do in that other arm. Of course, this is the feature arm that's going to be kind of weirdly locked in place. Fortunately, I don't have the bomb anywhere, which is too bad, because that was a cool one. Big round bomb, just like his body. So I loved this toy line as a kid, because it was toys of early Mega Man games, and probably one of my favorites, also just Mega Man 1, just kind of being iconic with the robot enemies. But then you have something like, you know, starting in Mega Man 3 and on, that we have Proto Man. But mostly I had an action figure of Mega Man that way, and you can kind of do a little bit of the power stealing, you know, gimmick. You can switch the arms, or you just use their projectiles. It even had Rush. Pretty solid line. There are 4 other Robot Master figures they released, but they command pretty high of a price. There's Drill Man and Bright Man from Mega Man 4. We got Snake Man from Mega Man 3, and then Elec Man, which adds another one to the Mega Man 1 lineup. It's also like a vehicle kind of car thing that has the same mechanism for shooting the missile and stuff. There were little PVC figures, you know, they're non-articulated little statuettes, and then you could kind of get extra characters in that line that they did make full figures of, which would have been really awesome if we could have got Iceman and Fireman in this line here to finish, you know, the Mega Man 1 enemy lineup. There was even a Dr. Wily figure and a Roll and Dr. Light. I'd love to finish this toy line, but I think they're pretty expensive, and I think that's just carryover from these being the first Mega Man toys for action figures, really, just off of the cartoon. That's what I like to do here, is finish a lot of my old toy lines and show that off. But here I have a complete set 1. There was going to be a bigger size talking and light and sound Mega Man figure, but that didn't get released. There was also 3 specialty Mega Mans that were going to come out later. A water themed one, a sky flying themed one, and then a stealth one was like all black. I guess they were kind of another simulation of like stealing the powers, but kind of non-specific to one boss. There's going to be like a walker kind of vehicle and a play set kind of area, which would have been pretty cool. Not particularly themed, but I mean just to have a play set area for them to exist on. Great set, played with all the time. I wish I could finish it, but pretty pricey. We'll see what we can do here. Best thing you can do is support and spread this video if you really liked it. That way I can kind of get more incentive to spend the money to get the other set to show off. But I like to show a lot of older collectibles and things that I have here, and maybe older stuff I get to finish sets, or new collectibles as well. Lots of action figure stuff here to see. So leave a like if you love seeing this Mega Man set. Complete set 1 of these Ruby Spears Mega Man action figures. And if this is the type of thing you like, you can subscribe so you can see more to come. But I do all sorts of different figures, so old and new. So there'll be something you'll like. So hopefully I get to see you in the next video.
And there you have it, the 1995 line that's sure to be a mega hit. It's Mega Man. Thank you.